catalog, and in this case ours went to this TechScare job dev, we are actually able to see all the different data sources and tables and schemas. So let's first talk about what Unity Catalog looks like. In Databricks, Unity Catalog is a centralized database or data store. It's a warehouse where we can get data in from different sources. The way it's organized is the top level, it has three parts. Any table stored in the Unity catalog has three parts. It's the catalog name, in this case, ours is called TechScare Job Dev. Within the catalog, we have schemas, so ours has bronze, gold, silver, and within those, we have table names. So, in our case, for example, we have the incoming Epic departments or provider clinicians, and as I talked about a little bit in the previous video, where we can see the lineage across these tables. The minute this table data actually exists, we can do a lot more with it. So the three things we can do is we can run queries on it, first of all. So we can go to this queries tab, say create my first query. It'll show you all the different catalogs available to you to run these queries at. And previously, for example, I was running a query on this TechScare job dev bronze incoming Epic departments, and I just did a select star and run 1000. It ran queries. I can join tables across different kind of catalogs and run them, and I can schedule these queries. I can save these queries. So for example, if I save this, it'll use my existing workspace to save these queries, and I can actually schedule to run certain queries at different times. Another option that Databricks gives us is the ability to create certain chatbots or genies. So these two I've created. Let's go through one of them. So ingestion tracker, for example. The way it was configured was we have data, instructions, and SQL queries for examples. In data, I've basically put here all the different kinds of tables we have under the TechScare job dev catalog. Different bronze, silver, and golden tables. In instructions, well, I don't have any yet, but based on who the audience is and how we want this chatbot to behave, we can configure this. And sample queries are queries we want the genie to learn from. And we can ask it questions such as what are the different tables, how are they connected, and this question that you just saw was something that this genie actually figured out on its own. And we can ask it system questions related to specific tables, to the system, and even some business level metrics. For example, relationship between the providers and locations in the provider locations table, and it will give you different kinds of mappings. And I'll have to look at what's happening. Provider ID is truly something that links them. Provider ID is Kairos owned. And we can even do more questions such as what are the most common cities where providers are located according to the provider locations table. So that's an interesting question, and looks like Tampa, given that this is a Tampa General Hospital, we would expect that, and it gives us a nice beautiful graph. And these are examples of how we can use the genie. My vision with genie is three kind of stakeholders. One, support team, if they want to ask questions about Tampa, for example, can be directly here. Two, the developers, support team or product folk, and everyone who wants to learn more about Tampa or has questions around this. Two is the data engineering team or the implementation team for debugging questions that we get a lot of times. And third is the customer themselves. The beauty about this genie is for each question that we ask and each answer that's provided, it actually runs a SQL query in the backend. So the chances of hallucinating the actual data is low. The interpretations, of course, can be hallucinated still. So we want to be careful about what we expect out of this and how we prompt engineer the instructions to the genie. But once we have a genie, additional option we have is we can create this dashboard. And so, for example, I've created the Tampa ingestion data business metrics dashboard. And, I have, for example, configured things like clinicians ingested, departments ingested, locations by state, and so on. Lots of different ideas that we can get here. This is actually fairly simple to create as well. Let's put the dashboard into a draft mode, and the minute I do that, it shows me all these different dashboards that already exist. Let's get rid of a few of them. Lots of what's going on with this one. Providers practicing at more than one location is interesting. So this guy I can move. Let's move this guy and move this. Why am I not able to move this? Apparently. We should be. I thought we'd be able to move these out. Okay, works. Better. Let's do that, and then I do this guy. So we have nice little widgets, and if I wanted to, for example, add a new dashboard, I can just go right here, click on this, and it gives me some ideas. It says, what about the languages spoken? Yeah, like, okay, let's do the languages spoken by different providers. And well, I'll probably have to clean this up a little bit, but it actually does have a languages tab. So maybe this is where I can go here and figure out a little bit about how to configure this tab and set this up. I'm going to reject this, but if I didn't, I could potentially do that. Save it and click on publish, and it'll get saved. One other thing I want to share is, so for the way this was created, all of these different people can access it. For example, in this case, all the workspace users are allowed to manage. Admins can manage. I'm one of the people with access on here, so I can do all of that. You can copy this link and share it with anyone across, and based on the permissions we've set here, only people with access can view, so they'll be able to view it. Another thing we can do is embed this dashboard, so I can literally copy this link and embed this into any web page that this can be embedded in. For example, I set this up on this Confluence page I had, where we literally have let's go to this iframe, and I say configure, get rid of this existing one. I have this new one. Let's see, why not? I think it's because I didn't save it. Let's see. It's not published yet, so we go to published mode. Now let's go back to the draft mode. Let's remove this one and then publish it. Yeah, so this is where I have the option to link it to an existing genie space. This is the genie that we were just reviewing. I've actually also linked it here. So I say published, and now this is published, and we can view the published dashboard here. And now when I share it, I say I want to embed this dashboard. I copy this link, I go here and I paste it into my iframe. Let's try one more time. I say iframe, and for the URL I put this guy in, and for the height I pick 600, width I put 100%, and gives me this nice little dashboard, the one we were just looking at there. And I say one more thing, I say instead of this, go wide, and let's go full width. Let's not do that, let's go wide. So this gives me an option, basically, or different opportunities of sharing my dashboards and genies and running queries on them.